Hi guys, sorry I got cut off. My mom called me. It happens, even when you're my age. Forgot to show you my pen too. It's a claw. It's a lobster. So, okay, number 42, I think where we left off, is the code word for number 42, and it is all that and a bag of chips. Okay, number 43. Let's see. I feel like I'm going to have to switch out pens quite a bit. So this is the last question with the lobster, and then we're going to have to switch out because that's so many. What does TJ's climb back up to the fire escape in paragraph 28 reveal about him? Okay, it's his climb, not what he says. Okay? We need to make sure that we focus on that. So he turned around and started up the fire escape again, almost running against the effort of climbing. We followed more slowly, not knowing what he intended. By the time we reached him, he had seized a board and thrust it into the soil, scooping it up and flinging it over the parapet into the area way below. He straightened and looked us squarely in the face. So the climbing part, almost running against the effort of climbing. Okay? So he's like climbing super duper fast. Okay? He has difficulty following the rules. Well, yeah, he is going back up there even though he's not supposed to. So maybe it's that he has trouble following the rules. But the way he's climbing doesn't say anything about how he feels about rules. He's doing it anxiously, right? Like he's like all of a sudden, and they don't know what he's going to do. And so they're being slower. They break the rules too by going back up there. But his climb shows something else, okay? B, he enjoys being the leader of a group. We don't really have a lot of evidence of that. I would say he is the leader of the group. We don't know if he enjoys it. And I don't know that he cared if they came with him or not. It's just what he decided to do, right? He didn't say anything to them to say like, hey guys, let's go back up there and do this and that. They have no idea what he's going to do. So I don't think he's leading them in that action. They just decide to follow. C, he behaves in ways that others consider immature. They don't know what he's going to do, but they end up helping him with it. So I would say it is immature maybe, but that's not what this climb shows. What it does show is that he takes action once he makes up his mind, because it's all of a sudden. He just decides all of a sudden, and he quickly goes back up there, and they're kind of sitting there going like, what was that all about, right? So D is really the feeling of how he's climbing up there. D is our best choice, okay? The code word for this one is waterfall. All right, number 44. In paragraph 25, why does Blackie say they own the building? Okay, if we look back at paragraph 25, it says, no, Blackie said with finality, they own the building. And he's answering 24 where TJ says, we can't stop them? There ain't no way to stop them? And Blackie's like, no, you can't stop them. They own the building, right? So, why does he say that? To help the men by supporting their claim? Well, I don't think he wants to help the men. He's upset about it too, right? G, to rally the boys to go against what TJ has planned? No, he's really trying to get TJ to go with them. I think the other boys are already with him, right? They understand the inevitability of it just as much as he does. H, to indicate the limitations of what the men can do. Quite the opposite, right? He's saying like, well, no, we can't do anything because they own the building. So they are the ones with the limitations, not the men. J is our best choice. It says to convince TJ that it's pointless to resist. Like, what are you going to do? They own the building. You can't buy the building, right? So the resistance was pointless. He felt like, what can we do at this point? It is hopeless. So J is our best choice. And your code word's Batman. 45. In paragraph 32, and your code word is the golden rule, what does the blade of grass represent for TJ? Again, we talked about that being symbolic, the blade of grass. At the end, everything's trampled and ruined, and they've had to give up, and then they eventually are done. They're tired out. And it says, in paragraph 32, what does the blade of grass represent for TJ? And it says, if we go back, it says, he picked up a lonely blade of grass left trampled under our feet and put it between his teeth, tasting it, sucking the greenness out of it into his mouth. So it means something to him. Why is he like sucking the greenness out of it? He's savoring it, right? The harvest he anticipated, that's not really much of a harvest if it's one little trampled blade of grass. It doesn't have anything to do with the harvest because it wasn't ready to be harvested, right? The new home he has found, I gotta switch out pins. Here's this guy. The new home he has found, no, it really represents more of his old home, and that's why he was growing it. So if you looked at the excerpt or the little italicized part before, you would know why he was planting that garden. It wasn't for the new home; it's the old home. And D, his friendship with the other boys. No, he acts on his own there. He does hope that he can be friends with the other boys, but our better choice is that it's a final remnant of something precious. And you know, it speaks kind of at length about it being the last little blade of grass, the very last little one, you know, of all this work that they had done. So A is our best choice, and your code word is the golden rule. Sorry that the video cut off a minute ago. My mom called, and so sorry I had to start a new video to get the rest of this. I hope you have a good evening. Bye-bye.